Might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. Hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, I gotta look at.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Pyjama webcast. We are so exciting, and I know if you're just logging in, there's 30 seconds or so delay. We're super excited, and you know what? The first thing we want to do is we want to welcome everyone from around the world. If you're just logging in, we want to know where you're logging in from, and we're very excited in the next 30 seconds to go right into the training about how to create momentum. Miguel, you want to welcome everyone?
Yes, welcome, bienvenidos. What else do we say? Ni hao ma. I don't know, whatever language and wherever you're from, welcome to this webinar. You know, please just on the right-hand side, just house rules, right, or housekeeping rules. On the right-hand side of your screen, you're gonna see a chat room where you can ask any questions, you can write comments, and please feel free to interact with us, to send messages, to say hi to everyone. And please tell us where you're dialing in, And we are really excited to have you all here.
Oh, Canada, Montreal,
wow.
Queensland, wow,
excellent.
Lots of people. Sunshine Coast, Sydney, well,
wow,
everyone is in Australia.
Yes, that's
wow,
amazing.
Awesome.
Well, welcome everybody, and we don't want to keep you very long waiting, so we're gonna dive right into the content while people are still saying hi. Yes, excellent.
Bermuda,
yes.
Delaware,
wow.
Washington. So many, Dallas.
Yes.
Ron from Sydney, Australia, Gold Coast, Moorfield, Australia. Wow, so many people. I'm so excited. We don't want to really delay you any longer because this is really about you learning the strategies. So, Miguel, should we get started?
Yes, before we do that, there's somebody, if you have problems with listening to us, what you need to do is you need to log out and log back in, and then everything will be fine. Sometimes it's a little bit with the software, apparently sometimes you have that issue, sorry. But if you can't hear, log out and log back in, and everything should be fine, okay?
Malaysia, Jamaica, wow, this is a truly global community.
Arizona, Philippines.
Just as we get started, I'm going to share the entire screen and look at our PowerPoint so that you can all benefit from seeing it. And I think this is going to work. So here we are, Pyjama Bosses. You know, this is going to be a very intense training. So, you know, if you're here, get ready to take notes, get ready to really take some action. And it's very important, you know, that you're seated comfortably and really lock out all distractions, you know, close the door, make sure you're really listening, because I think this training can make a huge difference to your business. So let's look at a little bit about, you know, I have a question for you first. In fact, how would you feel if you right now had a process for creating momentum in your business in the next 30 days? And if you knew that every day you're waking up to hundreds of new people that were being added to your team overnight, I mean, how does that feel? Have you ever thought about it? Or if you're able to maintain a residual income of over $20,000 while working less than 5 hours a week? Let me just see a show of hands. You know, how would that feel for you? Would that feel awesome?
Yes, definitely, it does feel awesome. But the thing that we wanted to mention as we go through it is we are not telling you this to, you know, in a way to show off or anything. It's just to show you the possibilities that you have. Many years ago, as we will tell you now, Mash and I were in a situation where it was hard for us to believe that we could make $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month, little alone to think that you could make what you make in, I don't know, maybe half a year or 3 months to make it in 1 week. So the possibilities are there and they're amazing. So it's well worth it, the work.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So here we are. Today we're going to review the quantum momentum formula that we have taught to tens of thousands of people in our team so that you can create momentum in the next 30 days. We're going to go through the rapid mobilization approach, including the script that you need to use. We call it a super invite script. We're going to go into the quantum Facebook recruiting formula with examples. Also, the quantum event formula that literally, to Miguel and I, has made hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last few years. And finally, the TSUNAMI strategy. So we're really excited, and you know, some of you already know our story, so we're not going to go into the details of that. you know that we literally, we were not born so successful like we are today. We're a medical researcher and commercial pilot, born in Europe, in Slovenia and Spain, immigrants to Australia in 2004, and joined network marketing in 2005. And yes, we were not an overnight success. I mean, when we started in network marketing almost 10 years ago, we did absolutely everything wrong, and we struggled for the good part of 2 years. And, it was really not until 2007 that we kind of developed a formula. I mean, we were taking so much action that eventually we had learned what had worked and what had not, and started to really build momentum in our business. And this is when in 2007, literally within 6 months, we went diamond in our first company, and then, for all sorts of reasons, decided to go and join our current company that we've been in now for 7 years. We've just celebrated our 7-year anniversary last week. And in that company, in our current company, went from $0 to $9,000 a week in the first 9 months. But it was all because we started to understand this momentum formula, I believe. Now we're very fortunate. We're really privileged by the leadership we have in our team, and earn over $20,000 up to $32,000 a week. Have a business in 5 continents, 30 countries. Miguel, here's some of our pictures. Maybe you want to share a little bit what happened in some of them?
Well, let me explain quickly. The reason we got that picture on the left-hand side of the screen with all these people in the background is because, I think most of us, when we start in this industry, we go to the first convention or first event, and we see, people on the stage, and they are the ones that have the biggest teams, right? And for us, it was always like this kind of a dream to go into a room full of people, and they're all in your team. And this is one of the first sort of breakthroughs or moments where, the penny kind of dropped for us when we got into the room and we see all these people that you can see on the screen with their orange t-shirts, and they're all in our team. So, we were so happy. You can see Masha, how excited she was. I said, we have to take a picture. This is a moment to remember for the rest of our lives. So that was really exciting. And obviously on the right-hand side, as you can see, we are with the owner of the company that we're currently with, and we are getting recognized as millionaires, which was, again, one of those dreams that when you start in this industry, you basically, you dream of and you really want to achieve. So nothing comes for free in this life. We had to pay the price, and the price was to work hard, but also at the end of the day, you need to work smart.
Absolutely. And, this is just some of the pictures from around the world. And, we have literally teams in countries where we don't even speak the language. We're invited to speak at many generic network marketing events around the world. And we also get to enjoy life a lot. Really, to support the existing team we have, we don't have to work more than 5 hours a week. The rest of the time, we spend expanding our business into new markets. And now we're fortunate to also spend some of our time sharing the strategies we have learned with everyone in the network marketing community, with the Pyjama bosses. And as you see, life has taken us from Mexico to Vanuatu, Texas, Bangkok. I mean, it's been a very, very exciting journey. And what we're sharing here today is really some of the materials from the Q Momentum training program. If you haven't seen some of our free training videos for this training program, they've been absolutely received with, a lot of excitement from everyone. And in the end, we're going to actually share with you how you can be part of a very select group of people that will go through this program. But let's get into the, learning. I want you to now get excited, because we're into the learning process. And let's first have a look at why you need momentum in your business. You see, for the good part of 10 years, Miguel and I tried to really understand the behavioral strategies that you need in this business to really go to 7 figures, to really have millions of dollars coming into your bank account. And there's only one thing that we understood, and that is that if you grow your business linearly, that is slow and steady, let's say 5 to 10% a month, in this day and age where everything is going faster because of technology and communication strategies, it is pretty much becoming obsolete, because everything, all the timelines are compressing. As much as you're faster to approach people, the people are also faster quitting the business. I mean, has anyone in today's webcast experienced this? People are kind of committing, but they're also quitting much faster. And so, if you grow your business slow and steady, guess what that means for you? it literally means that you may never outgrow the attrition rate. So you need a strategy where you have momentum that gives you kind of exponential, quantum type of growth rather than linear. And in this way, you're better able to outgrow that attrition rate and finally get to, so people, and why we like this momentum strategy is because people focus better for short amounts of time. And also, this way, for short amounts of time, you actually create what we call quantum leaps. Big advances in results in short amount of time. So we're going to show you how to do that. So, but you also need to understand a little bit about what happens to your business in momentum. What are the benefits of momentum? Number one, you're going to experience faster duplication. That means if right now you're sponsoring somebody in your business and it's taking you, up to 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes a month for this person to actually engage and sponsor someone, in momentum, they're going to do it much faster. So maybe it's going to be 3 or 4 days, even down to 1 day. And actually, we teach a strategy how you can do that in 24 days. Not just that, you're going to start seeing serious spikes in your income and an overall exponential increase in your income. And most importantly is the leverage. As you build momentum, you build leadership. The more leadership you build, the more leverage you have, the more time freedom you have. And that is really what I think is the most important for you to have the lifestyle, for you to be able to really live your life on purpose and use your time to develop a better version of yourself and to work on your legacy. Because we are not in network marketing just to earn an income. We are in the home-based business industry because we really want to have the freedom as well as the financial freedom. And so how I define momentum is really a force that keeps your business moving. It's really a force that keeps your business moving without you necessarily involved, and it keeps it growing. And this is really, really nicely shown in these 3 stages of momentum life. Who's following me so far? I want to see a show of hands if you're following. I know we're kind of going a little fast, but I want to get so much into this hour. I want you to really learn here. And I want to share these 3 stages of your momentum life. If you've ever listened to Jim Rohn, he's been a huge mentor to us. He always used to say, you got to work full-time on your job while working part-time on your fortune. So that's what we did. We were a great example of the great education, great job paradigm, which obviously is obsolete. But we started working part-time on our business, and eventually we went into step 2. We earned enough money in our business to be able to transition into a full-time, being professionals in our home-based business. And this is a huge step. So for everyone who's on the call today, who's already transitioned into a full-time, that is a huge step. I really want to congratulate you. However, I want you to understand that this is not the final step. In fact, the outcome of your home business should always be step 3, where you work part-time on your fortune and full-time on your legacy and purpose. Because if you don't do that, why not just go and get another job or do a traditional business, right? So that's what we're teaching here today. You need momentum to eventually work part-time on your fortune while working full-time on your life, on your legacy and purpose. So how do we do that? Let me just see a show of hands. Who's getting some benefits so far? People, we have literally hundreds of people have registered, over 400 people, I think, and we are getting hundreds of people that are participating now. So it's very exciting as I see people from around the world. Yes, and it's a little bit delayed, so I'm giving you some time to raise your hand. Cool. All right. Let's now look at this quantum momentum formula, because it's a very important principle that you need to understand before I give you some strategies how to create momentum. You see, we understood literally by trial and error for the first 2.5 years in our business a long time ago that we needed a process. And in fact, that we needed to run our business in 30-day cycles. And if we ran it in 30-day cycles and repeated those cycles over and over, we were progressively creating more momentum in our business. And this is what a 30-day cycle looks like in our business, and this is what we teach. In phase 1, that we call mobilization phase, that is the first 21 days at least of a 30-day cycle, in this phase, you're mobilizing the masses to create a critical mass of people that will adopt a new behavior. And in this critical mass, what we mean by this, it may be just 10 people. If you're starting from scratch, you can create a critical mass of just 10 people. Now, if you've already got a team, you know, you can actually go up to 100 or 200 people in this mobilization phase. But what I'm saying here is you're getting the most, you know, amount of people exposed to the information about your business, your product, your services. And really very important in this mobilization phase, you also take into account the duplication process. A lot of people focus on lead generation and recruiting, but that's just, I want to say, 10% of the story. Because if you miss the duplication, you may have very few people in your business. In fact, Miguel and I have very successfully helped one couple to develop a team of 20,000 people. And, you know, many other people have actually duplicated into hundreds or thousands of people. So you're really missing a lot if you're just mobilizing and recruiting. You need to also duplicate in the first 21 days. And in a minute, I'm going to give you some strategies how to do that. Now, as you get into the second phase from the first phase, the second phase is actually the ignition phase. It's only a day or two long, and yes, surprise, surprise, it's a live event. Now, I want to say this disclaimer. Some of you here are from network marketing, and some of you are just running a home-based business, like you're in direct response, affiliate marketing, you have an online business, and this is true for that business as well. Because no matter what you're doing today, if you're not running live events, you're missing out on a huge wealth transfer. So we're going to show you how to incorporate a live event into your business if you're not already doing that. So basically, we've mobilized the masses for 21 days. We've now got them to a live event. And what happens here is we ignite them. We ignite their desire and motivation to take action. So desire and motivation to take action, very important. And finally, out of this space, obviously what you're transitioning into is the last 7 days. And in this space, you're focusing on creating that quantum leap. Like I said, momentum is a relative thing. You could be starting from scratch. And in this final 7 days of the first 30-day cycle, you know, this may mean that you're actually just creating the quantum leap relatively to where you were. Like if you're just earning $100 a month, maybe your first quantum leap is earning $500 a month. So these 7 days are massive action. I also call it the phase of messy action because not everything is perfect. And in this phase, often we let go of training, we let go of everything else, but we have a momentum message that we give to our team, and I'll get to that in a minute. We give them a momentum message to know exactly what to do and have the clarity of how much action they need to take. So that is, you know, an overview of our momentum formula. And I think just by you listening to this first, you know, formula, if you just have this and actually, you know, applying it to your business, I believe this is going to make a huge difference. And let me just see a show of hands if you're still listening. You know, if you're still able to hear me okay, let me see a show of hands. Is this going to make a huge difference if you actually start applying it? A lady told me yesterday, she said, Masha, I'm so excited because for the very first time, I understood that the 7 days after the event are more important than what I do before the event. She also said, my husband used to tell me to take the time off after an event, and this is probably where I've been going wrong. So, you know, this kind of realizations may make a huge difference to your business. So just a note aside. Great. So let's now get into the mobilization phase. And in this phase, I want to teach you a very, very simple but very effective mobilizing approach. So as you know, in a home-based business or in network marketing, we're obviously going through several steps. And you know what? Probably in the company and in the business that you're in, right now you're using a system. And I don't want you to deviate from that system. I want you to keep using it. This is just something that you can incorporate, and it's a very simple thing. Now, in a minute, I'm going to be sharing with you the quantum Facebook recruiting strategy because this is the strategy. When people hear it, I mean, they almost don't listen to me anymore. They just go to Facebook and recruit. So note aside, you're going to stick to the webinar until the end, right? But really, very importantly, you can generate contacts. What do you do with them afterwards? Well, the first thing that I need you to understand is that in 3 to 5 minutes with this rapid mobilization approach, you can go through, you know, massive numbers. So if you took 3 to 5 minutes to approach someone, imagine taking just an hour a day, even if you're part-time in your business, and approaching 10 or 15 or even 20 people if you're very effective. How you do that is the following. On the first phone call, which is step 1, you're going to actually call someone and invite people. And you're going to be inviting them to look at an opportunity video or a presentation about your services, your products. And you're also on the same phone call, 3 to 5 minute phone call, going to be setting up a follow-up phone call where you're going to be answering any objections, questions, and actually attempting to get them started, right? This is then followed by a 5th step that today I don't have a lot of time to go into, but I think this is the #1 reason people do not have and do not experience duplication in their business. It is a 10-step protocol that Miguel and I have used to help a brand new person get started. This protocol needs to be used in the first 30 minutes of a person pressing the button on a computer and signing up in your opportunity. But let's now look at this rapid mobilization, because what people really get out of this when I show them the super invite script is really outstanding. I mean, this really unleashes the mobilization. And I know that you're starting to understand that really the wealth in home-based business is created by massive, mobilization and exposing people to what you're doing. So how we do that is very simple. #1, we're not going to be approaching anybody if we do not know them. #1 is the relationship. So no matter where you meet someone, whether it's on Facebook or in real life, you need to spend some time to get to know them. And not just that, you need to discover their dream. You need to be the MLM detective, being honestly interested in someone and understanding how they're wanting to create a change in their life. So after you got to know them and discover their dream, you are ready to give them a phone call, to give them a call, and actually go through this super invite script. So now I hope that that really makes sense. But here's how the script goes. If I was to approach Miguel right here, and I knew that Miguel's dream is to fly a fighter jet, right? So, and obviously that costs a lot of money. And what I would do if Miguel's my friend, I'd say, Miguel, if I could show you a way to easily raise money for you to have the experience of flying a fighter jet, would you be open to give me 30 minutes of your time to review a video about a business that I just got involved in that I believe can help you to do that?
Obviously, yes, I do. Yes. Where do I need to go?
See, Miguel is a very good prospect, obviously a little prompted at this point, but you see what I'm doing? I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about my product. I'm not talking even about the company that I'm involved in, even though I'm really passionate about it. It is about Miguel and his dream. When you talk to people about their dreams, they will say, or they're more likely to say, yes, I'm open. And so then you say, great, Miguel. So what I want you to do is to go to this website. You need to review this 20 or 30-minute video. And by the way, always use a tool. This will leverage your time. You will save time. And for the purpose of duplication, this is always going to work better. So guess what? Miguel, you're going to go there. By the way, Miguel, when do you think you're going to have the time to go and review it? So at this point, Miguel may say, you know what, tomorrow night I'll have some time. And yes, if it's only 20 minutes, no worries, I'll review it. Great, Miguel. So do you think that, by tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the evening, when I call you, will you have reviewed this video? Miguel will say yes. So what I've done here is got a commitment from Miguel and double confirmed that by 8 p.m. tomorrow, he's finished it. So at this point, I need to set up for a follow-up phone call. Very easy. Great, Miguel. I'm going to be calling you then at 8 o'clock if you've already finished reviewing it, because I know you're going to have a lot of questions, because certainly I had a lot of questions when I listened to that video. So don't worry. I'm just going to be calling you, and guess what? I'll answer any questions. Now, at this point, you may decide that this follow-up call will actually be with an upline sponsor or mentor who's going to be helping you to answer any objections and, of course, getting this person started. But you can also do this by yourself. It's very effective. So, the super invite script has worked like magic for us, hasn't it, Miguel?
Definitely. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is, I'm sure everybody here that is watching this webinar today, you all are working extremely hard. We did too. And what we discover is, at the end of the day, it's not just about working hard. You need to work smart, because at the end of the day, you only have 24 hours in a day, and you need to use a few of them to sleep, to eat, and to do other things, right? So you have so many hours that you can work. Now, when you're using tools and you're working smart, leveraging the time and using those tools, like Masha was saying to you, what you're going to find is you have more time to prospect, more time to duplicate, more time to train your team, and you have more results because you are duplicating yourself. You are using all the tools that are doing the work for you, so you can last longer, so you can endure longer, so your team can endure longer and have more results. So that's the bottom line, not just working hard, but also, in addition, working smart.
Yeah, very much so. And we're getting all these comments, Miguel. I mean, I've literally been flooded with messages, and so has Miguel, with the value that they're getting from the Q Momentum course. It's our 30-day training program that I will tell you about in a minute. But Joe here, I mean, he's just so excited. I think even there's some spelling mistakes in his message. That's how excited he was. He says, your course is very powerful. It's killing me not to go to module 2 until day 20, but I'm going to follow orders. Have a great day. So he's a great guy, Joe. I'm so happy you're getting value. Now, let's go into the quantum Facebook recruiting formula. And like I said, when I show people this strategy, they're so excited, they literally want to leave the webinar. I'm going to show you another strategy after the Facebook one that I think is really worthwhile, so stick with me, okay? Now, I think most of you here have at one point or another experienced your recruiting ratios being really low. I mean, has anyone here, approached 50 people and one of them only signed up? Has anyone done that? Just raise your hand and say, this is me, because I was doing so many approaches, and guess what? We were getting very few people signing up. And through the years, we started to understand what are the reasons. Number one reason for not getting people to sign up in your business is approaching the wrong people, Miguel and I used to use the 3-foot rule a lot. So we would go around the city and approach people as we interacted with them, anyone who we came in contact. And that's certainly a great thing to do to build your skill. If you don't build your skill, you're never going to be able to sponsor anyone. But the effectiveness of doing that is very low. So I want to show you a strategy today that actually gets rid of that gets you to the right people. And also remember that some of the other reasons can be that you didn't build a good enough relationship yet, and also that you didn't focus on them and their dreams. Now, we talked about it just now, so in the super invite script, you know that you have to focus on them and their dreams. So that's all going to be good, and make sure you build the relationship. But let's now look at, this quantum Facebook recruiting formula. And this really is, we're inverting the process of inviting and recruiting. Rather than you just saying, everyone's good for my business, let me just go approach the masses, the numbers, you just have to go through the numbers. Have you already, done that? Has anyone ever told you that? I've heard that a lot, and certainly it's good for my skills to advance, but I really believe you need an approach where you're going to approach people that you really want in your business. So Facebook is really powerful, and the reason it's really powerful is this, and I'm going to share a story before I go into this. I recently been listening to a lot of TED Talks on Facebook and how actually it works and how they're designing it, and they are collecting so much information from each and every one of us that they are able to predict to the nth degree that one of us will either like or not like a specific picture, to the point where they actually did a test, and they had a picture of curly fries, not normal fries, but curly fries. And they could actually do a test with millions of people, and they could literally predict to the very small, degree of error, who's going to like it and who's not going to like it. So that's, in a way, a little scary, but in a way, it's really powerful and really exciting for us home-based business owners, because we can use and tap into that as well. So I want you to think about that we are in marketing. And I want you to understand that certain types of people are better for your business than other types of people, And if you look at your existing team, there will certainly be people in the business that have certain types of characteristics. I mean, they're certainly ready to change their life. For one, they had a vision for themselves. That's why they joined. And so wouldn't it be better to start this exercise by actually writing down the characteristics of a person that you want in your team, such as, for example, where do they live? Obviously it's easier to start in a local area. How about knowing that they're going to be in your city? How about knowing what's their age, what's their location, what languages they speak? And this was powerful in itself, because when Miguel and I started our first company, we were recent immigrants to Australia. And you know what? After about 6 months in the business, we looked at our team, and 80% of them were immigrants as well. So that means that, in a way, and here's a really big hint, okay? I'm dropping a golden nugget right now. Hope you're listening. there's a really big hint. The people who you want in your business are in some way very similar to you before you got started. Okay? So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to write down personal information about them. You're going to write down what are their potential interests. Like if you're in a health company, wouldn't it be easier to preach to someone who's already interested in, improving their health rather than someone, who you have to be convincing for the next 3 years to take their product? So it's very important that you realize that it's easier to preach to the converted, and those are also people who are interested in change. Not just that, what about they're ambitious? Somebody who's already listening to personal development, somebody who's interested in investment strategies, have aspirations, dreams, have goals in their life. Don't you think those people will be more ready to become a leader in your life, in your business? So that's, that's the principle. But how do we actually do that in Facebook? I'm going to Facebook right now, Miguel, and I'm going to show each and every one how to do that. So before we do that, do you think this is going to be a valuable thing that you want to see? Who thinks that they're going to be excited by seeing that? Let me see who's going to be excited. Okay, very good. Everyone's going to be excited. So let's have a look exactly at how it works in your business. Okay, I'm sharing my Facebook screen. Okay, this is very candidly. This is my private Facebook account. Now, what you need to understand is that there is a specific group of people that is more likely to trust you, that is more likely to accept your friend request, and that's more likely to be open to looking at your opportunity. And that group of people, my friends, is called friends of friends. And luckily in Facebook, right here in the search bar, right here in the search bar, you can actually find them. So you type friends of friends, okay? So just hang on with me as I'm typing, friends of friends, who? Okay, and now we go into their personal information. For the purpose of this example, let's look at people who live in my local area of Brisbane, Australia. So let's say who live in Brisbane, okay, Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And what I always do is I just click onto this option and I let Facebook come up with all the answers. Now, just a note aside, some of you will not see this filters, and that's okay, don't despair. You will see a couple of examples of people who live here or who are of that category, and there will be a button that also says show more. So that's okay. Just click on show more and it will come up with all the answers. But this is not everything. You see, the right person is not just the person who's a friend of friend and lives in Brisbane. I want them to have more, So for example, what about also, and, okay, and, so I type and, they also like, let's say, who are they going to like, Miguel? Robert Kiyosaki? Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, so Robert Kiyosaki is obviously, there's nothing to do with network marketing, but he's obviously a financial educator that endorses home-based business industry. And so if they like already Robert Kiyosaki or have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, don't you think they'll be more likely to look at your opportunity? So that's another example. Now, in addition to that, how about overlaying it with a health interest, Miguel? There's a blog that I really enjoy. It's called Young and Raw. And this is just a website. It has nothing to do with network marketing, but it teaches people how to prepare raw food. So let's say Young and Raw, so people who like preparing raw food and are interested in Robert Kiyosaki, don't you think they're going to be slightly more likely to be open to your opportunity? Absolutely. So guess what? I have fewer than 100 people in that group. Now, these people are really a great example of somebody that you want to be approaching. At this point, you're just at the start. Let's really be very careful now. You're not going to be spamming them. You're going to be sending them a personalized message such as, hey, Heather, I see your picture. You're looking wonderful in that holiday you're taking. I really want to connect with you. You're my friend of friend. There's some friends we have in common, and I see you like Robert Kiyosaki. I see you like this Young and Raw blog as well. So you're going to go one by one, personalizing and, really approaching people in that way, Miguel.
Yes, exactly. And one of the things, and I can see Claudia is asking, how much time do I need to create a good relationship with someone that I meet on Facebook? Well, Claudia, it depends. It really depends on each person, and that's what Masha was saying. You need to take the time. Sometimes we rush things because we want results fast, but what it means is that you need to take more action, not to rush things, just to take more action. And this is one of the things you can do to take more action. You do the search, like Masha was saying, you're narrowing the search, you're selecting and really narrowing down the people that you really want in your business. Once you got to the point that you see on the screen right now, before you send them the message, this is my advice to you. If you want these people to really answer to you, to really acknowledge the message that you send them, and you want to increase those chances, what you really need to do is what Masha just did. Click on their profile, and most of the time what you need to do, if you go up and you see the picture, usually the profile picture is the one that usually they like the best because it's the one they choose for everybody to see, right? So the only thing you need to do, have a look to the profile picture and see something that you like, and then you write in the messages, hi, Heather, how are you? I can see that we have some friends in common. We both like Robert Kiyosaki, and we have so-and-so in common. So, and by the way, before you fill in the message, you say, by the way, I love the dress that you have on your picture. I love that, that red background that you have in that chair. I used to have one like that in my place. Something a bit more personal. And then what you're doing is you're increasing the chances for them to reply to your message. You don't really need to send them right away the friend request, but once they have replied to you, then you can start talking to them and they will accept your friend request and they will not mark you as a spammer.
Yes.
Okay, very important.
And also how much time, it can take sometimes a day to build a good relationship. It can take a couple of weeks. So you need to start being the detective. You need to start feeling this relationship. Sometimes people will open up. Sometimes people will engage in a conversation. Sometimes it will take up to 2 weeks, between them sending a message back. How do we avoid going to the wrong folder? Because we're doing friends of friends. That's correct, Joe. This is all taken care of. Very good. I love it, guys. And if you have more questions, about this, we will go into the details of all the questions in the end as well. So we just want to keep going because there's so many more strategies that we want to share today. So here we go. Back to the PowerPoint. And here we are. Okay, so here's an advanced study that Miguel and I did, and this is real life information. Actually, I think it's about 4 months ago or so now, we went to Taiwan at the end of 2014, I think it was. So it's more than that. It's almost 6 months now. And at that time, we were launching a new product there. And we had no contacts, and we wanted to recruit some people. So what we did is we used this quantum Facebook recruiting formula to send around 200 messages to people in Taiwan through 5 different searches. We got around 20 friend requests confirmed. And the reason it's such a low ratio is because we were using Google Translate to translate from Chinese into English and vice versa. So usually you're going to get at least 50% of people or so approving you. And then we engaged them in a conversation, asked for their phone numbers, and eventually called them to say, have a look at the opportunity and use the rapid mobilization script. We actually eventually, this was done all in 48 hours. I mean, we did it very fast. And we met, and 48 hours later, we got onto the plane, we left for Taiwan, and we actually met with 9 people, and out of them recruited 4 of them. And this is not the end of the story. Number 1, maybe some of you think that this is very little, but I beg to differ. What if you could recruit 4 people every month? I mean, that's 50 people at the end of the year. That's well on the way to your 6-figure income. Not just that, I believe that if you send 200 messages in a month, I mean, how much is that? Divided by 30, I mean, that's like 7 messages a day. I really think you can do that. Not just that, the story doesn't end here. One of these 4 people took this strategy and is now earning more than $6,000 in a week. So it's simple to duplicate. Your people can do it. You can do it. It's free. It's not spamming. It's appropriate, and you can build your business in this way.
And just on another side, I will have people asking some questions here. We cannot go into details of every single question, but Kylene, you're asking what happens if your friends are all in the same business. Well, I'm sure there is friends of friends that are not in the same business. And through them, I'm sure you can find people that are not in that business. But you can use that search to do many other things. So we're just giving you here an example of who you can, is more likely to accept your friendship.
Just a note aside, if you have, just 100 friends and they're all in your business, they each at least have 100 friends, you're tapping into 10,000 people. I'm sure they're not all in your business yet. So, just notice this is exponentially opening up to lots and lots of people.
That's right, and that's the power of this strategy is that every time somebody accepts your friendship, you are tapping into their friends of friends. And everybody that has a friend, that means that they have at least 200-300 contacts. So every time somebody accepts another friendship, that's another 200-300 contacts, if not 1,000 or 5,000. So just think about the possibilities of meeting new people.
That's
if you
right.
do it the right way, obviously.
And Charmaine from the UK, you know, she's one of our prime students. She says that she's now contacting effortlessly 4 to 5 people every day. She learned to commit and be accountable to herself until her next rank. I'm so excited for Charmaine. But let's keep going, Miguel. You know, ignition phase, we're kind of running through this, but I want to give as much as we can in the short time. You know, the ignition phase is now the phase where we are igniting people in a live event. And what better formula to teach you for the events? You know, there's probably like 20 strategies. In fact, in our Q Momentum program, you're going to have probably like an hour and a half videos, many, like I think it's 5 or 7 videos about events itself. But from that, I chose one strategy to share with you today, and that's the quantum event formula. And imagine that, you know, today is, I know it's Sunday for most of you, or Monday for most of us here in Australia, and you're going to be going to an event next Saturday, right? You're going to an event. I'm going to teach you how from that event on Saturday, you're going to be able to triple the numbers at the following event. You know, that's probably a month from there or a week from there or so on. So let's have a look at step by step how we do that. Number one, before you go on Saturday to the event, you need to decide on the next event after that. So you decide the dates, you print the tickets, or you have a website registration ready. That's very simple. So why do we do that is because in step 2, at the actual event, as you're in the event on Saturday, you're going to be selling the tickets for the next event. The reason for that is you're going to be getting a commitment from the people who are at this event to make sure they come back, and even more. You're going to have packs of 3 tickets with a discount ready. In fact, usually, you know, we would do something like if one ticket is $30, we would sell a tri-pack for $50. So it's a much cheaper way for people to join the next event if they commit right now. Also, the reason behind 3 tickets is because we want people to commit that they're not only coming to the next event alone, but they're going to go out and recruit 2 new people this month, or, you know, between the 2 events. So this is really powerful. I'm pausing here a little bit because when you get how powerful this strategy is, oh my God, it's mind-blowing. We've literally grown, you know, events in probably 10 different countries from 0 to thousands. I mean, 5,000 people, literally, with this formula. So what we do is if you're organizing the event, you're the one to sell the tickets from the stage, and you have to do that very specifically in the session before the 15-minute break in the afternoon. And what you do is you get on the stage and you say something like, great, who here has got value from this event so far? Who here thinks that coming to events is important? And who here thinks that if you had 2 extra people from your team at the next event, do you think that will grow your business? So when you get people to acknowledge and realize that's what they really need, you say, I have very exciting news for you. We are ready to announce the next event. And in fact, for those of you who are ready to take action and be leaders and step up, we're going to give you a tri-pack of tickets with a huge discount. So you sell from the stage, and then you go into a 15-minute break, but not before you announce that people who buy in the break, when they come back from the break to the event, you're going to draw a prize draw. Now, I'm going really fast through this strategy, but it's all here. I'm telling you, when you have an incentive for people to go buy the tickets, and then you draw a prize draw for everyone that has actually bought them, this is super, super powerful. But it doesn't end here, because step 3 is to reward people who come to the next event. You see, if somebody buys 3 tickets, that's not the end, because you still need them to come next time and get 2 people to come with them. So you actually say, if you come with those 2 people and you turn up, we're going to give you something extra. And that's, for example, VIP sitting. It could be, you know, a prize draw at the next event, and so on.
Edna is asking, why will people spend $30 to $50 for the next event? Is it for new prospects or for distributors?
No, in this instance, I'm talking about your members. I'm talking about the people in your business who are committed to grow to the next level. I mean, every event costs need to be covered, right? Why not have them covered a month in advance? So instead of these people paying again $30, which is what it costs to organize the event, how about them paying $50 for 3 tickets, and in this way committing that you will have triple the number of people at the next event? I'm not talking about business presentation here, okay? That's another type of event. I'm here talking about members. That's a very good question, Edna.
Yes, and there is very specific ways that you can do that, Edna. The only thing is, unfortunately, we cannot run through every single possibility, but we do that throughout the course. So we just want to give you today enough value so you can go and apply that and see that you can get results.
That's right. And you know what, Miguel, I think it's important for people to know that in this, when we teach events in Q Momentum, we go actually give them the rundown of what needs to happen in the event, what needs to happen in a specific event, monthly, quarterly, what meetings do you have to have before the event and after the event, many things. So this is just, like you said, one strategy. Oh, I love Berit's testimony from, I think she's from Norway. She said she's just finished module 1, and she says Q Momentum is, she needs to take more action. But what she's learned, she says, I need to overcome my fear because I'm an expert in procrastination. And I have a feeling Berit is not the only one, because I know I can be very good at this too. So what we do in Q Momentum, we also teach some strategies about internal momentum, because you cannot create momentum in your business if you don't have internal momentum. Like, for example, we teach structure during the day that you need to implement and how to start the day as per Pyjama Boss's morning ritual. So that's a pretty powerful thing as well. So plenty of testimonies, but let's go into the next phase, which is the third momentum phase. In this phase, let me just remind you, we've gone through mobilizing the masses. You met people through the Facebook formula. You then went and approached them. You got them started. You're duplicating them. You're then igniting them in the event. You're committing them to come to the next event. All these things happen. But now we enter this last 7 days of a 30-day cycle. This last 7 days of a 30-day cycle is about massive action. It's about everybody, you let go of the training, but you're doing extensive presentations. In fact, in this phase, if I were you, I would be sending 20 to 40 Facebook friend requests in this particular non-spammy way, okay? Be specific. There's a specific good way, and there's not good ways as well. Not just that, I would be doing a presentation every day, whether that's on a webinar, whether that's a home meeting, whether that's a live event. I'd be doing presentations once or 3 times per day. This 7 days, you run it like your life depends on it. Because in this 7 days, when you create a quantum leap in your results, let's say you go from $100 a week to $1,000 a week, when you create that success story, you're going to be able to show it to every prospect, and this is going to give you the credibility. So for a short amount of time, do yourself the favor by pushing aside a little bit the things in life that are not so urgent for 7 days only. And when you do that, of course, we're going to be reintegrating all these new people that have started in momentum phase back into phase 1, the mobilization phase. But I want to share with you a story and a strategy. A strategy for those of us, let me just include me here, Ben Miguel, who wake up a day or 2 before the deadline and look at your volume in your team, and you absolutely freak out and frustrate. You just feel very frustrated because nobody's done any work, right? So you still don't want to give up on your goal, on what you've set yourself to do in this momentum 7-day phase. Then you need to go and apply this TSUNAMI strategy. And when you hear this strategy, you're going to listen to it and you will see that it makes so much sense and you can get accomplished so much, literally, that usually in the last 12 hours of the end of the month or end of the week, Miguel and I literally double the volume in our business. This is it. First of all, make sure that you understand something which is called a spark. You see a spark right here? Okay, what's a spark? In every compensation plan, in fact, for that matter, in every business, you will have something in your compensation plan that drives behavior. And that can be a very small thing. For example, I'm sure some of you have things like sponsor 3 people to get your products for free, right? Get 3 to get your product free. Or perhaps get a $50 bonus when you get 2 customers, or something small like that. That's what I call a spark. You see, when you're clear on what your spark is, you can double your volume in the last 12 hours. And what you do is the following. You're going to reach down into your business, very deep into the business. Let's say at least 2, 3, 5 generations deep. And talk to someone. You're going to call somebody up. Let's say this is Mary. I'm going to call Mary up and say, Mary, I see that this week you're starting to take some action. That's so exciting. Did you know you're only 1 person away from getting your product for free for the next month? And Mary's going to say, really? I didn't know that. And say, Mary, let me help you to follow up on some people and we can get you that product for free. Now, what happens is, quickly in the next hour or 2, you help Mary focus to get that spark, to get that goal accomplished. But that's not the end of the story, because now the new volume, the new generated volume actually rose up, and all the people between you and Mary, guess what they do? Well, first of all, you need to make them aware that there's something exciting happening. So you call each and every one of them between you and Mary and say, guess what? Did you know that Mary and your team is working really hard and volume is being generated? And if you just went out and sponsored one more or got one more customer or two more customers, do you know you would get paid $300 for this month? And people will be like, really? Oh, sure. So let me help you to follow up on some people. So I think you're getting me. You're unleashing a tsunami, right, Miguel?
That's right. And Ray's asking us, what includes a live event every day? Is it only webinars, or is there any other things that you can do for a live event? Well, obviously, webinars is one way. Home meetings is when we say about doing an event every day. That's what we did for the first 9 months in our business. We ran a home event, home presentation every day, 5 to 6 days a week for the first 9 months. And that is a live event that you can have easily in your house. And that's one of the things actually we teach, have a home meeting every day. You can do the live webinars. You can do anything that basically gets you in touch with a group of people. And there is many ways to do that, but usually webinars are the best way, because if people are busy in their own lives, they can jump on a webinar anytime from their home. They can be in their pajamas and they can listen to you, or they can watch a presentation in that regards.
So that's right, Miguel. I mean, how effective you can be. Listen to Miguel. You can still have a full-time job. There's no obstacle to that. But in the evening, every day of those last 7 days of the momentum phase, you'll have a webinar at 8 o'clock or whatever time. So throughout the day, even if you're at work, you're making sure that you're inviting a lot of people to that webinar, so that you're taking plenty of action and people are listening and you're recruiting.
But let me clarify this very, very clear, Ray. When we talk about live event in the ignition phase, it's a live event where people come together. Now, most importantly, there is nothing like a personal touch when you can see someone, when you can touch, touch obviously in a good way. You can touch someone. It's something that you can feel a different way. So live webinars are great, but once in a while to have an event where people can come together, it's a very, very important thing. It's when you really have a very good ignition phase, where people get fired up, when people get excited, where they can, then have a clear vision and understanding of what they need to do after that event. And there's nothing, at least that we have seen, nothing like a live event where people come together, where they can interact with each other, where they can see each other, they can share a laugh, a drink, or to do something where you create that bond. It's a very, very important thing that once in every 3 months, or once every 6 months, or once a year at least, you have, or once a month, that's right, you have a live event where people come together. That's why we insist so much that usually building in a local area in your home city is a very good way to start.
That's right, and that builds momentum. So in our program, we go through the details of how to do live event in phase 2, the ignition event. We talk about how to do, presentations in momentum phase. So there are different types of events and what to do exactly. But I think you guys are getting the feeling that, if you ran this 30-day cycle in your business, and you actually went back to back several 30-day cycles, and you use the event strategy to triple the numbers of each event and stuff like this, if you started to apply this all together, I think you're getting the feeling that momentum is starting to really take on, So what Miguel and I did, we really were we started to think about what did we really do in our business the last 10 years that's really worked, and we put together this program called the Quantum Momentum Program. And, like I was sharing with you some really amazing testimonies. Sarah here thinks, I think the thing that she likes the best is knowing that there's a 30-day cycle to follow. Again, you emphasize the different rhythms. And I really like this idea. I've taken nearly 3 pages of notes from the introductory videos, and I'm really valuing the great content inside this program. So thanks, Sarah, for having you on board. I'm so excited for hundreds of people to be able to join us in this program already. And if you're still on the fence, if you're going to join this program, number one, let me tell you, Miguel and I have put a really ridiculous prize. So stick with me, as we share what's inside this program. But I just want to ask, are you now getting a little bit sick and tired of yourself being in the same place? And perhaps you're spending money on courses that you just can't digest. I mean, they're good information, but they're a bit overwhelming. And are you ready to make more money so that you can, you know, get more results and quit your day job? And I think really be featured on that company's convention stage, because I know some of you are heading into big events over the summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, or winter here in Australia, you're heading into big events in the next 2-3 months. Don't you want to just get onto that stage and finally be where you deserve? Because that's what this Q Momentum is really about. The Q Momentum program, and by the way, for those of you who don't have direct links so that you can press add to cart button, you know, I want you to go there right now if you haven't already got this program, because I really believe it's going to change your life, not just your business, but your life. And what we've done is we believe this is the first ever program that teaches momentum. I have never seen anything like it. There's programs in this industry that teach recruiting, that teach team building. They're great programs, great information, but there's no behavioral strategies and processes that will actually unleash the momentum. And without momentum, my friends, there is no freedom. You can build a business, you know, even have a solid business, but momentum, crazy results where you can take time off and enjoy life. It's all about momentum. So I want to show a little bit what is inside this momentum course. You know, first of all, we have the introductory module, and in this module, we go a bit into the 30-day roadmap that you will need in the next 30 days. First, the details of this quantum momentum formula, really the behavioral, you know, characteristics of why it works and how it works and everything. But then we dive deep into the internal momentum behind momentum in your business. Because if you don't have it, frankly, that's not going to happen. So you need a step-by-step strategy to overcome any limiting beliefs that are holding you back. That's number one. So we give you that, and we also share a secret ritual that we implement every day in our life so that you can experience some quantum growth in 30 days. So it's also about creating internal momentum. It's creating that compounding effect of internally having some change in yourself to create momentum, right?
Yeah, but you know what I was thinking, Masha?
Yeah.
Maybe we can show them the back office.
Oh, Miguel.
Yes. Do you guys want us to show you what is inside the back office, the course that some of you already have, by the way?
Miguel is always very generous. He's always wanting to give people. So let me see if I can do that. You know, if you guys want to really see that, first of all, make sure you go to, qmomentum.com/super-momentum-2. That's where you, no matter who has referred you to this course, no matter if there's leaders or trainers that have referred you to this course, you know, you will get their bonuses as well. So this is all connected. You will be able to get this course. But let me see if I can do this. If people really want to look at, you know, the inside of this course, let's see, Miguel, how we do that.
You know, the reason I was saying that much is because, you know, as you know, we bought a lot of courses online, and I think sometimes what we lack when we're making that decision is to really see what's behind that money that we're going to spend at the end of the day. So I think if we can show you probably the back office, you can see really what you can get. That probably can help you to make that decision at the end of the day. And by the way, remember what Masha was saying at the beginning? You have 3 phases in your life, you know, when you're working full-time in your job and part-time in your fortune, then you go full-time in your fortune and part-time in your job. But then at the end of the day, what you really want to do is to create that momentum to work part-time on your fortune while you're working full-time on your legacy. And we are lucky enough to have a business that is giving us great income, and we need to work very little. And that has allowed us in the last year to really put a platform together that actually is costing us a lot of money, but we want to leave. This is the legacy that we want to leave. We want to really help every single person that really wants to take the action, that really wants to do something different in their life, to have the opportunity to learn from our mistakes at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So here's what, this is what the course looks like. So we were just talking about the introductory videos just now. So, you know, why Q momentum formula, internal momentum. By the way, you get all the MP4 downloads and MP3 downloads, video and audio. So if you want to listen to this in the car, on the go, you can do this, you know, all the time. So that's your internal momentum, and lots of other things in the intro course. Then we transition into the 3 core modules. And this is what the 3 core modules really look like. Module 1, it's all about that first phase, the 21-day phase called quantum mobilization. We first talk about the 5 stages of mobilization. You know, what exactly you need to implement in your business, such as, for example, you know, how to generate contacts, how to approach them, how to follow up. We give you all the different scripts. In fact, we give you the PDF download of these slides as well. So everything like that. We then go for 35 minutes, guys. Look at this video, Quantum Facebook Recruiting Formula, for 35 minutes, you know. And so excited because we go into great details of the quantum Facebook recruiting formula. We give plenty of examples for your business. In fact, we go and give different examples for different companies in network marketing. If you're in travel, if you're in beauty, if you're in health, we give you different types of examples. And also, again, here, you know, downloads, PDF downloads, everything. Also, we then look at the rapid mobilization approach and how to do that. But then I think really important, Miguel, this mobilizing a new member. So what do you do in 30 minutes after somebody signs up to make sure they take action immediately? So we give you this, what I call the 10 point checklist that I think is worth 7 figures. You know, 7 figures, not just that. What do you do with them in the first 24 hours? You know, that's really powerful. What do you do with them in the first 24 hours so that they sponsor a new person immediately? So do you think, you know, if you could show somebody that you sponsor today to sponsor a next person in the next 24 hours, do you think that will be like, that's totally life-changing to me? Because we struggled a lot. We could sponsor people, but we could not get them to do the same. So, you know, that's module 1. In module 2, we talk about live events, compounding effect, and what are the different types of events in home-based business. So we define them, we talk about them. We talk about 5 keys to make events work. I mean, things like, you know, what are some characteristics of people who have successful events and people whose events are there, but they're really not igniting anyone? So what are those characteristics of an event that are igniting? We give you the quantum event formula in great details, like we said before. We give you the quantum event rundown. I mean, how would you like to have the exact step-by-step rundown of an event that actually ignites people? Like, what kind of training? How much training? You know, what do you do? What are the last 2 steps of the event so people get ignited? There's 2 things you need to do by the end of the event. 2 things on your program items. How about the 7-figure event sequence? You know, this is total. There's no tricks and gimmicks in this program. This is what Miguel and I do right now in our business. This is what we did for 7 years in our existing company that has made us 7 figures. I mean, this is huge. I mean, I wish somebody 7 years ago handed me this. And then module 3, quantum momentum. You know, first we go into quantum target achieving formula. In this formula, we show you how to break down your lifelong vision into what you need to do today, daily action steps, daily action. And that's a 20-minute video in itself. And it talks about how you translate your lifelong vision and what you need to do today, exactly, no matter what compensation plan you're in. Also, 5 strategies to maximize the engagement in this last 7 days. This is key. I mean, if you don't know how to engage your people in the last 7 days, you'll be the only one taking action. And that's good already, but you'd like everyone to do that. Quantum closing, 20 minutes on quantum closing. How about rank advancement strategies, crossing the line, what you need to do, and what schedule you need to have on a daily basis in different phases of this quantum momentum formula. I also included the 10 disasters and what not to do, you know, so that you all know what can happen. 3 signs of momentum and the Q momentum takeaways together with the anatomy of how to build a 6-figure business in just 12 months. So this is all here, but that's not everything, because I want to now show you that as you sign up for your momentum program, you also get what I call the Q momentum secrets. And these are interviews by 7- and 8-figure earners that Miguel and I personally interviewed. And, you know, going from Jonathan Bad, Lisa Grossman, Mark Hoverson, Jessica Higdon, Ray Higdon, Diane Hoffman, Vince Reed, Mike Dillard, and Curtis Broom. Now, how would you like to have these guys tell you what is momentum and how to get it? I mean, this is not just pajama bosses now. This is like, you know, you can download the MP3s. You can listen to them again in the car. These are powerful, action-packed interviews by 7 and 8, multiple 8-figure earners, you know, pretty exciting. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint, Miguel. because at this point, I just want to show everybody, for me, what is the value of this program? Well, it probably took in the last 5 years alone about $200,000 for us to invest in ourselves, like coaching, programs, information that we bought, going to events to learn. Probably just $200,000 for Miguel and I to learn. Plus, it took about $300,000 in the last 5 years for us to actually test this out. This is tested. I mean, we have been completely transparent. This is what we do in our business. So I think we can put a little bit of value on this program, at least $2,000. But like I said, we're totally nuts. We want to give you this today for a very small price of $197. And like you know already, programming in this industry probably go for $397, $297. We really wanted to share this program with as many people as possible. We just want you to get it. I mean, seriously, I just know that if you go through this 30 days and you apply what you learn, you will make a huge difference in your life. Huge difference. So, go right now, q-momentum.com, super minus momentum -2, write this link, and Miguel, maybe you can put it right here in the chat box as well.
Right,
you know what, in a minute, we're going to take a lot of questions. So I want you to start typing in any questions, because I'm going to answer any questions you have about the program. I'm going to answer, in fact, any questions, even what type of pajamas the pajama bosses wear. Just a note aside, But we really want to answer as many questions. So in a minute, I will definitely share all that I can share with you. In the meantime, Eli from the Philippines, he got huge value from our programs as well. And he's really excited because his business really took off. We met him last year in August. His business has hugely taken off. Young person, excited, taking action. So thank you, Ellie. Also, if you're worried, about paying $197, which honestly today, what can you get for $197? A good dinner. I believe you can get your investment back in 30 days in your business if you just sponsor a couple of people, let alone if this leads you to create a new team. What if you could create a small team? But if you're still worried, 30 days guarantee. I have no problem refunding this because I know that if you go through this program and apply this, you'll get results. So full refund guarantee, no worries. Just make sure you go right now to q-momentum.com/super-momentum-2 and click add to cart right now. So we're going to start with some of the information in a second, but Miguel, I want to tell them about this fast action moments. Some questions will come in. So I'm going to start answering the questions in just a minute. But I want to say this, if you get this program in the next hour, in fact, we're going to even honor the next couple of hours maybe, because people who got to this webinar, I know they're looking for, a solution right now in their business. You're probably not where you want to be. You're looking for a solution. I want you to have something extra. In fact, I'm going to give you the Pyjama Bosses Results Academy, and this is an 8-module extensive course, and this is the system that we have in our current team translated to generic format. You couldn't get more value than that because that's what we actually do in our team right now. This is what we teach them. It's 8 lessons, how we teach them, what we teach, leadership, recruiting, events, everything. I mean, this is pure network marketing. And actually, all together with the Pyjama Bosses Results Academy, I believe there's over $3,000 worth of value. So if you're still wondering how much we're going to give this program for, go and take action right now. You can get it right now for $197. So Miguel, should we take some questions?
Yes, let's take some questions. And Jenny was saying, is there any detailed information in the course on the Facebook recruiting formula?
Yes, like I showed you, there's 35 minutes on Facebook recruiting formula. Not just that. I mean, it's a full webinar. Literally, I sat down one day and for 35 minutes, I just go through recruiting on Facebook. That's what I show. I go into Facebook. I talk about the principles. I look at so many examples, and I actually go through how you do it step by step. We ran through it really fast. I'm sorry we didn't have a lot of time today, but we go into the great details like I showed you, 35 minutes.
And
so yes.
Sean is saying, can I benefit from this before starting live events? I live in Honduras, but my company only operates in the US.
Sean, you can start right now, and you can actually start doing business in the US while you're in Honduras. So good news, get it now, and you can access it straight away, and you can start applying it because there's lots of online things you can start doing right now.
And Maria is asking, many of my friends are in different network marketing companies, other than mine. Is it all right to prospect that person?
That's a really good question, Maria. And actually in the course, in one of the videos, I spent a few minutes talking about how to approach people that are already in network marketing. I go into the ethics of how, if you approach them, how to approach them, and when is a good time to approach them, and how you can get results, and whether this is a risky strategy or not. So I go into the ethics, I go into everything. So yes, this is a really big question everyone is asking.
But clarifying before you get into the course, if they are happy where they are, Maria, let them be.
Absolutely.
Them support them. At the end of the day, we are all in network marketing, direct sales, or direct response marketing, and home-based business industry. And that is the thing that needs to be always respected. Like everybody has their own way of doing their own things in life, and maybe they like their company. So you need to support them. You need to encourage them to stay where they are. If they are not happy, then as Masha said, we have already worked these things out, and we have ways that you can talk to them and you can actually explain to them, okay? What else do we have here?
Is it with tax? Yes, tax included. That's
Yes.
the final price, $197. Go here right now and get it now.
And Claudia is saying, once we bought it, can we access it always?
Forever. Your access will be forever. You can download it to your computer. You can have it forever. It's yours.
And yes, somebody else also asking, Hazel is asking if you have the Facebook recruiting formula.
Is it aggressive to have your fast start training? This is a really good question from Joe, everyone. Is it too aggressive to have your fast start training focused on recruiting 2 people in the first 48 hours? No, I do not think it's too aggressive, Joe. That's a very good goal. I just want you to be mindful that not everyone is going to do that. So you can speak that message, and perhaps 50% of people will do that, but you will certainly sort the leaders. So, you know, sometimes, and guess what? Over time, after 3 months, if you feel that that's been too aggressive, you can dial it down, but I wouldn't, you know, I would go ahead and try it.
And Sharon is asking a question that I don't really understand.
Masha, are you saying if I purchase your awesome course, I get the leader event also for a low price? The leader event, Sharon, if you can clarify what you mean by the leader event. So for $197, this is, guys, what you get. You get the full Q Momentum course. You get the 9 interviews by the top 7- and 8-figure earners. You get our action guides. You get the Pyjama Bosses Results Academy. Everything right now, you will get it. So Sharon, that is what you get for $197 right now. Go here to q-momentum.com/super-momentum-2, and you can get all of this for $197. Sharon, if this is not clear, ask another question. Ray.
What is the best? Oh, sorry, it's moving.
What is the best way to introduce and train an affiliate in 30 days? Ooh, Ray, I like this. You have an affiliate to your program. That's awesome. What is the best way to introduce them? You're going to be introducing new people in the mobilization phase. You're going to ignite them with a live event. And then in the 7 days momentum phase, these guys need to be taking action. So it is the first 21 days that you're approaching affiliates, okay? Hope that helps. Mobilization phase, you're approaching them. You're kind of hooking them up to be your affiliate, but then you're training them through this phase. You're training them through this phase and in the ignition event, and then unleashing their action in the last 7 days. Hopefully they've taken some action before, but if not, the last 7 days. Ray, I hope that makes sense. Unless otherwise, ask another question.
I think that's...
Moen bought the program but ended up paying $255. For Australians, this is US dollar price. We are in a country that, you know, has a different currency. So make sure that if you're not from Australia, you understand this is US dollars. The reason you pay $255 is because it's in Australian dollars. So for those of you who are in Australia, make sure you know this is $197 US. What else? Does it have details how to do the live event? What to say? Yes. I tell you the script that I use on stage to sell the tickets. I give you the rundown of the event, like, you know, 8 o'clock leadership meeting. Then, you know, make sure that MC introduces you. I mean, like that, step by step. And more importantly, I go into the meetings before events and meetings after events. That's where you're igniting people. So I tell you what to say in them and how to do them. We tell you how to book venues, how to not get in debt by booking venues. We tell you how to structure events. We tell you what you need to organize events. We tell you how to delegate, people through events. Everything is there. Is there an affiliate program for Q Momentum? Yes, there is. I want you to contact us personally after this by sending support@pyjamabosses.com. Bill, is there an affiliate program? Yes, support@pyjamabosses.com. That's awesome questions right now, guys. I know that there's more questions right now, but I just want to say, this is everything that you're going to be getting, and we went well over an hour, and I'm happy to stay here as long as you guys need. Thank you for your patience to be really so engaged in this call. And I'm going to say this. This is not unlimited access. On Wednesday night at midnight USA time, Thursday afternoon Australian time, we close this program, full stop. There is only 1 week that we're accepting the founding students to actually access this program. And not just that, the price in the future most probably will have to go up, because really, a program of this value, I think it's well over $500 we can charge for it. But because it's like the official launch for this program, we want everyone to access it. And this group of founding students is the one that will have this price only. So if you haven't done that already, go to qmomentum.com, super-momentum-2 right now, and make sure you get the course right now.
And Frank is saying, what is Frank saying?
Frank says, just want to let everyone know that I had ordered this program, and that is awesome. Oh, worth every penny. Frank, I appreciate you. I don't even know where you're dialing in from. I don't know you yet, but I hope we can interact a bit through the next 30 days in the program. Thank you for that testimony.
The other thing that I wanted to mention is once you have become part of the program, a Quantum Momentum program, we have special group, basically a support group that we have in Facebook, only for people that purchase the program. So we can help you as much as possible. Guys, we're not doing this for the money. Our motivation, as you probably can tell, is not the money. So if we can help you to have results, that's something that money cannot pay. So thank you, Frank. Thanks for your testimony. We love hearing those things.
Wow, we've got a couple more. Ray says, yeah, me too. This program is off the hook. Cool, guys. You're so awesome. Then we have another one. Marlene says, I purchased program last Friday. Do we get Pyjama Bosses Results Academy as well? Yes, we had actually a promotion for the first 250 people. 250 people. So it's definitely, if you were within the 250, I think you're gonna get it. So last Friday, maybe you were. But just send us a support message.
If not, send a message, an email to support@pyjamabosses.com, and just let us know, and we'll have a look and see what we can do.
Since you're on the webinar and we're having this, kind of promotion for another 2 hours, we will honor that, Marlene. Make sure you send a message to support@pyjamabosses.
And yes, Maria, you can still access the program after the 30 days. You can access the program for the rest of your life.
Yes, you can download it onto your computer. Holly, where in the back office is the Results Academy?
Let's go back and show them quickly.
Okay.
Maybe what happens sometimes, we need to give manual access. And this is the thing. I want you guys to be patient when you buy the program, to be patient, because we need to actually manually give you access to the program. And you will find that when you go to the back office, you will find there is black and white icons. Those black and white icons are the ones that you do not have access yet. Whenever you purchase the program, we will give you access to those. And then you have the color ones. Those are the ones that you do have access. So as you can see now on the screen, Pyjama Bosses Results Academy is right there with all of them.
And Holly says, I've also begun the program. Gone through the info, and it's fantastic. Thank you. Well, here's the Pyjama Bosses Results Academy. That's our bonus program. You can actually have, 8 weeks of information. This is an hour-long video. You have PDF format. You have audio, video. You have everything. So it goes, your 8-week roadmap, master recruiter, collecting decisions, running, promoting events, residual income in MLM, never-ending improvement, rank advancement, master, and leading by example. So there's plenty of information there. So yes, that's Pyjama Bosses Results Academy, which you're going to also have. And
Pauline is really excited because he was 13.
Pauline was number 13 to accept. So the first 50 got special prizes. The first 10 got special. That's now closed, but we're opening up this special, incentive for you guys to be on this webinar. You can get Pyjama Bosses Results Academy. I have some more questions here, guys. Do you explain in detail how to host a live event, what to say? Yes, we give you everything. And Hector, I think you'll be surprised. I think you'll be really surprised how to organize events. We've done, I think over the last 7 years, Miguel and I organized a few events in a few different countries. And since your name is a little bit Spanish sounding, we both speak Spanish. We've been in Latin America. We've organized events there. So the information that you're getting is based on all of that. So we know about international business. We know exactly how it works. So absolutely. What does Sharon say?
Sharon is really excited because she purchased the program and she wants to start implementing already everything. So thank you, Sharon, again for your testimony.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow, so many questions. I hope we're getting through all the questions because they're raining so much. Maybe I've missed a question, but just type it up again, copy paste, tell me exactly what you need to know. And let's go back into Q Momentum just for a second. If you haven't already purchased it, go right now and make sure you purchase it. But there's other things that I did not show you. There's some tools, for example, all these tools that you can download. So many things. I think you'll be very surprised. More importantly, the price. Guys, let's talk seriously on the price, $197. What I really want to say is this. What are you going to do with your $200? What are you going to do with your $200? Seriously. Because to me, Miguel and I have certainly immersed ourselves in professional development. And when we saw a 7-figure person tell us, this is $200, we made it happen. I mean, sometimes we didn't know how to make it happen, but we made it happen in the end. And I'm telling you, I really believe if you really apply this, this will be the beginning of a very, 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 very different start in your career. So Q Momentum training program, q-momentum.com/super-momentum. Hazel, yes, it is a great price, $197. Any more questions? Monthly payment, if there's no option for monthly payment, send us a question to support. Maria, Sharon's a small investment, absolutely. If anything else, make sure you catch us on support@Pyjama Bosses. Maybe Miguel just typed that in, support@Pyjama Bosses. And if you're still sitting on the fence, I just want to say this. What if the outcome of this actually more than 24 hours of recording, this program together with the bonus Results Academy is actually more than 24 hours worth of recording material. Now, here's the real best outcome that you're going to be getting. I certainly hope you implement this in your business, but if you just go into listening and immersing yourself in this, don't you think by the law of association with not just ourselves, but the 7-figure legends and everyone that we've interviewed and everything, actually associating yourself with people that you want to go in the same direction. So I think sometimes, the law of association is so awesome. So yeah, Ray says that it's 3:30 a.m. So thank you. That you must be in Europe. Thank you for joining us. We will be sending a replay of this webinar also to you. So if you have people in your team, this is really important. If you have people on your team that you think can benefit not just from Q Momentum, but just the information we went through this program, through this webinar in this live cast, I want you to send out an email to your team and ask them to watch it, because I think that just the Quantum Facebook recruiting strategy is going to take them from where they are to where they want to be. That's it, full stop. So I really believe if you have a team, send them an email with the replay. That's awesome. And we're going to close off here. If there's no more questions, Miguel and I are just super excited. We just want to say, wave a really big hello from Brisbane, Australia. If you guys want, we can dance again. No, but really excited. We have the privilege to serving the profession that has given us so much. We're so excited because when we were struggling and we were frustrated, all we ever wanted is just for mentors, for people that we were listening to, is to tell us what to do. And I know you can do it too. You just need someone to show you how. You just need someone to tell you step by step how, and that's what we always look for. And you have it here for a really nominal price. So make sure you go take action right now. Q-momentum.com, super-momentum, -2. Go right now, and I will definitely thank you, everyone. Great value, really refreshing, down to earth. Can't wait until our company opens in Australia. Well, we're here. Awesome, guys.
Perfect. So thank you very much again for your time. We really love your comments. Thank you so much for all the feedback. And at the end of the day, make sure you take the action, that you make it happen for yourself. We had to make our decision many years ago. We went through ups and downs. We still do sometimes, and it's never ending, but we're willing to stick to it until it happens. So are you willing to stick to it until it happens and take all the action?
That's right.
That's all for us.
One
Thank you very
more
much.
question.
Oh, yes, you have a
Hector
question.
says, after going through the program, can I contact you? Yes, you'll be in a Facebook group. You can ask us questions.
Yes.
You have support at Pyjama Bosses too. If you want more access to us, perhaps you will have some access if you want to. There's some secrets. Maybe just go purchase a program and you'll be surprised. So thanks, everyone. We just want to wave goodbye.
Hasta luego.
Hasta
Ciao.
luego. Bye-bye, everyone.